everybody. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Nile.
Hi.
Hi, Kate and Janice.
Yes, Janice is in the background doing some moderating. It's that time. It is time for our first Winter Renewal box wrap up.
Hey.
I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I am too.
I am. So we thought that we would, gosh, there's so many comments and everything. Wow, it's great to see everybody. We thought that it would kind of be fun to, like, we started with a live broadcast all together with the unboxing. And the three of us got our heads together and we thought, we probably need to have a wrap-up broadcast, right? So that's what we're doing today, is we're wrapping it up. We're going to share some links where you can find all the stuff, all that good stuff, because the next box is going to be coming out soon, but we'll talk about that at the end of the broadcast a little bit. So I don't know, who wants to kick it off? Danielle, do you want to chat a little bit about what happened? And then Nile, will maybe go to you, and then maybe we'll go to me. I've got all the stuff here on my desk. So I don't know. Let's just wing it.
Yeah, okay. So I could switch to my mat and show the projects.
Okay,
I think that's the best idea.
Yeah.
I'm wearing one of them. Got the Winter Renewal earrings on. These were the witches.
Oh, they're so cute. I just love them.
Those are
I love these. I actually made a few pairs at this point, so I have like a couple different versions I can wear.
Oh, that's
awesome. Loving. They're still my favorite thing.
Oh, that's so great. And then I'll highlight your piece here. And then at the end of the broadcast, what I'll do is I'll share my screen and we'll kind of go through where you can find everything and stuff. We'll do a little like tutorial on where everything is too, so everybody can find stuff, including our really great playlist that has all of the tutorials, right?
Is that an owl?
It is, yeah. That's my latest.
God, I'm dying. That is amazing.
Do you like him?
That is so cute. Oh my God.
I reached that leftover beads bonus pattern round making stage, and I don't even have out my finished projects from the Silver Silk bundle, but I have those here. I should just grab them really quick. So we're going to finish this together on Sunday.
Oh, I just love that.
So I'll leave those for when Nile comes on so he can show those. But I'm proud of that one. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'm teaching the what did I name this one? The cozy sweater cuff.
Yes,
I love that.
The cool ombre pattern. And that one is going to be how to make a button loop into a herringbone. And the pattern, I'll have that ready by probably the end of today. It's almost ready. This one's already on the landing page. It's cutie.
Oh, that little owl's so cute, Danielle.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was highly imaginative. I'm stunned, and I am like rushing now to get my beads together to make that.
I can't wait to see, because I think we could put it on different things. We can probably mix it up a little bit. And this design is just, like regular tubing of peyote stitch with leftover 8/0 beads that I had. And I just did a little stripe pattern. So I can teach this at some point, one of the next, lives we have coming up. And then this was, let's see, which was the first? The first thing we taught were the earrings. And then the second class was the patterned cuff. That one is, all of these are on the landing page, replays. And the patterns are all there, all PDFs. Then we did the necklace, which was the really pretty ombre. It's really fun, kind of like just nice serenity stringing. And yeah, then what's coming up is the cuff bracelet, and then I'll do a bonus class with these guys. And then I'll be getting kind of to the bottom of the beads that are in one box. So yeah, from there, I'll just be kind of doing more inspiration that you would need to like grab an extra tube for, but still lots left. So I think there's quite a few. I think Well, all the delicas are still there when I checked this morning. So yeah.
We still have a bunch of the delicas available. Not a bunch, but there's some up there. There are some of the Chet glass. So these projects you'll be able to, revisit and find things that you like. If you want to redo it in other colors, you can kind of adapt the colorway for different things, or just remake it with the same colors. As long as we have them in stock, they'll be available.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys have a bunch of really beautiful Delica colors that you could take and change up use the same pattern, but like make a different colorway. So
yeah, it's really, the bracelets are really, I think, fun and really timeless to make. So they're really terrific.
They are. And I love that you use size 8 CB for people like me that are blind.
Size 8s are so nice, aren't they? And I feel like the Tenno Delica also a win because they have just a little bit easier to see up there at 1.8 millimeters in size. They're a little bit,
I bet you know what the other advantage is that how quickly it stitches up together.
Exactly. You can get done really quickly with your designs.
Yeah,
guys.
Well, those are nice stacked. I like those.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at how nice that looks as a stack.
It is.
Yeah, they look really great.
Aw, thank you so much, Dawn.
Perfect.
The herringbone is so fun. I really, really love this ombre thing that's going on here.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, Danielle, let me ask you, can you talk us a little bit through that necklace and what you, it's really a cool thing. And those little clasps, we got those clasps in a bunch of different finishes. And I've been working with that clasp lately. And it's really, it's become one of the top ones on my list. It's really perfect for bracelets and for necklaces. We sent it along in your box, so you folks should have one, but they'll always be available on Beadshop for you.
I love them. And I was impressed how every single finish worked with the colors and the palette here.
It really did.
Nice. The copper, the antique brass, the gold, all of it. They all pull out something from the mixes. And I don't know, this palette was very finish like open. Like really no metals were required for matching, right? It can match pretty much all of them. This is a great clasp. I really love it.
That little, it really, I think, just looks great. And it's really sturdy and strong. It's really standing the test of time so far with us.
Yeah, quite the staple. I think I'm going to need to stock up on those for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, and this was such a fun. So I made two because I taught a class. So one was a demo sample, and then one was the one I made for the original photography. But I think I like them together too.
Yeah, stacked really looks great.
You too.
That's really cute.
The asymmetry as well. I thought that was a very clever design.
Yeah, it was fun.
And Danielle, there's a question here. Can you use those magnet clasps on heavier pieces? I think that the closure on those is pretty good. The necklace that you made isn't super heavy, but I think if the necklace is a bit heavier, I don't think you'll have an issue. What do you think?
I think it's really strong. It's a pretty powerful magnet.
Yeah.
These bracelets aren't heavy, but they're, they require, as you're wearing them, they take a lot of hits, with putting a coat on and off, for example, when it tugs on your bracelet. I don't have them coming loose from that. And I'm constantly layering up and layering down here with the weather, and so it going in and out of the house, and it doesn't ever loosen. And I used to lose my magnetic bracelets in all of my coats. And so this has not happened with this one.
I like how you integrated it with the strip as well. It looks like it's inherent with the design and not just like a loop of seed beads that you attached it to. And I think that helps with the compact structure.
I think so too. It definitely helps. It's got a little bit of 15-0s, which I thought was really nice, the way that 4 15s fits exactly over that little center connector there.
Yeah.
Two delicas, and ended up being a really nice symmetrical connection that almost disappears, kind of.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. It's nicely integrated.
And we
That
have
way
a
it
good,
doesn't get stuck on things whenever you're, pulling your sleeves through.
and we actually had a question from Linda about adding the clasps and stuff. Linda, all of the PDFs that Danielle did, because she's so thorough, with all of the how-tos, those are on her project page, and we have all of those linked. So I'll do the path so you can find all of the PDFs and everything. We'll do that at the end so everybody can find where everything is.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's really just, 4 15 O's. The 15 O's fit inside the little loop on these clasps. So there's actually
Mhm.
2 hidden inside of there.
Mhm.
Perfect. And that's all. There's a video and a PDF for you at the link.
Oh, and Janice linked it over here too. Great, which is great. Now, with all of these, yeah, they just really, there's such a great body of work that's here. The earrings with the tassels, without, the little slider that you made, which I love. That's a great one.
Thanks. This one's fun. It's just a little cutesy. I
Yeah.
love the leather.
And what leather, can you use any leather, like maybe the 1.5 and the 2? Would both of those sizes work?
Yeah, I have. So this is the smaller, and it both are going to work. The way that the tube was made, it has a lot of extra room.
Mhm.
I think you could even get 3 millimeters in there, because I was testing to see if I could create it with the leather knitted chain, and the leather knitted chain fits.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh.
So this could be made on
Awesome.
as a stacker to go with your silver silk pieces too.
I love the variety. I think the raw leather by itself with the beaded stitches, and then you get something with like barrel knots and stuff with it too. It's just, we love a good stack, don't we?
Yeah. And this was, I solved the original way I did it was I wanted to kind of use these as the tightening closure method, but it wasn't quite strong enough. Like it was sliding around and coming loose. So I did this kind of like double through and then barrel knot. So making it bigger is really easy, and putting it on when you want to tighten it, you just pull one strand each side.
I'm digging the color blocked beads though. Like I like how they
Like
slide
this?
around and
Great way to use your leftover beads. You're going to have a little handfuls left. Like I'll show you my little tubes. So I'm down to like that after making mine. And so I've got just enough to kind of go through. And then I made these little kind of delicate pop outs. I was just experimenting, but this is something that is just a little diamond, and it makes it look like a little feather on there.
So
or a little petal maybe.
Yeah.
That was great.
I love that.
I had a good time. It was a really nice one.
Well, let's see if there's any other questions here. Well, shall we take a look, Nile, at what you've got going on?
Sure.
Let's do this. We can go back and forth too, and Danielle, you have some of Nile's, so we'll pop back to you when Nile's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
So Danielle's a guest on my Silver Silk Sundays, and so before even the packet had come out, I had pre-delivered it with a sticker that says "Don't open it." But once folks started getting Danielle's seed bead box, we were kind of opening it at that point. So I thought, let me just start in with the Silver Silk project, and then we can ease our way into the seed beads. So this was sort of the first project that we created. I showed you guys how to do this cool little wire wrapped crystal heart and to attach it to some silver silk. So we started out very easy, I think. And this can be applied almost with any beads, really, as long as they're consistent. So I just used 6 millimeter? This might be 8 millimeter. I can't tell right now.
Oh, these 6, I think.
Oh, they are 6. Okay. Yeah, of the fire polish. And I know Beadshop for sure carries tons of fire polish, right? Hopefully I'm not making that up.
No, I believe so.
Yeah, perfect. So I, experimenting with different colors and stuff might be kind of fun. And then we kind of moved on to this fun bracelet design where we did start to integrate a lot of the seed beads that came from the box. And so this one uses delicas. And then
I just love that bead.
Thank you. Yeah, this is one of my coolest, funnest things that I've created thus far. Even it's a little bit of a fidget tool there too. But the central bead, which you could really sub out for a large hole bead. This one happens to be shaped like an hourglass. They're called Landella beads. They're made in Oklahoma from raw brass, and then they're applied with a color enamel. But that hourglass shape makes it perfect for doing, of course, seed beading on, because more is more. So we did some barrel knots with our fingers on both sides of the bead, and then we did some odd count peyote stitch, which is not for the faint of heart, but we kind of walked through it as best as we could with the extra stitching. And I gave you guys the exact formula of how to stitch that middle bead up. And then we kind of took it a step further and did a even count. So this is 8 delicas all the way across that we then did into a peyote strip. And then I believe it's a peyote strip of, what was it, 15 rows, and then zipped it up together to create an end cap. Mostly because on the first project, we used our end caps up that came in the packet in the bead bundle. And if we're, out of those, then, and you've got some silver silk left over, this is another way to kind of continue using that box. And again, incorporating those amazing seed beads, which I found the mosaic pattern to be the most fascinating. So rather than keeping them color blocked, as Danielle had kind of fashioned them to be, my first thought was like, I want to mix them up. But that's the point of the whole thing, of like how strong that color palette works together. And a true testament to Danielle's taste is just looking at something like this and just being mesmerized by all the colors. And so, I'm hoping that Beadshop as well has some leftovers of the tubes.
We do. And that, I love it. How many rows did you say that was, Nile?
So it's going to be 8 delicas to start, peyote strip, and then I believe it's 15.
15 rows. Yeah, that doesn't take long at all, does it?
It didn't. I had my step outs pre-built, but really I think you're looking at maybe about 15 to 20 minutes of fully creating that square stitch, peyote strip. And as you're zipping it up, you kind of have to, what I did was I pushed the needle through both the leather chain and the knitted cord just to secure it in place.
Oh, very smart. Very, very smart.
Yeah. So I was like, the last thing I want to do is have this pop out. So, and there's really 2 ways to approach it. If you don't stitch through the tube, if you don't stitch through the leather cord, you can always apply some like E6000 or some Loctite to really seal it in. And then, you just sort of add your clasp. So this one was a different colored Landella bead, just for a different, I didn't add a clasp to this. Some of you guys know why, but I'm just bad about adding clasp to things. It's like my weakness. Everyone has a weakness. Mine is adding a clasp to things.
Very nice.
And then we've got a couple more projects, a couple more Silver Silk Sundays dedicated to Winter Renewal. So we're sort of wrapping it up here, but I'm not fully saying goodbye, because, goodbyes are hard for me. They are. And so I was like, let's get in a couple more dates. So we're going to work on some earrings. I started this one just as another style for freeform wire working. It's not fully resolved yet. I was doing this 15 minutes before we were to go on air. And so
I love those, Nile.
Thank you. So I think we're going to experiment on the next Silver Silk Sunday while Danielle works us through her project, and we can talk about what else you can do with this micro pipe chain, whether it's freeform or structured is the case. So there's going to be some fun ideas. And then we've got another stitched earring that kind of takes inspiration from the end caps and just pushes it in a different direction. And this will be, I think, our final class for concluding the bundle before we launch the new one.
Oh, I just love it. What's on the bottom there, Nile?
This is
nice.
Yeah, it came from Danielle's bundle. I'm mesmerized by anything that glows. I think we all are as people who love sparkle.
Yeah,
So
they're so cool.
it's just fun little addition. And I think these came from our box too. The check glass.
Yeah, those. Yeah, we've got those. We have extras of those. The
What?
globes
I
we've
have to
sold
get these.
out of, and I'm desperately kind of searching around for my little packet of the globes. I have no idea where they went, but I'll stumble across them eventually, I think.
Yeah, they're a must. Anything gem cut, I'm into, and glowy. So that's sort of like my bundle. My projects are a little bit more concise. As you could see, I only have one of each earring, so my job is to assemble the second one during our Silver Silk Sundays.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
You just through the magic of Photoshop, Nile, you'll have 2 earrings.
That's true.
That's what I
super
do for sure. Oh, those are fun. Really fun.
So this will be in different colors in future bundles because I see a question about it. So I'm not going to have it as a stocked product quite yet, only because I want to kind of maintain the inventory that I'm carrying right now. But it's always fun to have a little a little specialty item in the boxes because that's what makes it cool and fun and unique. And this was also sort of a request from Danielle that I think I wanted to entertain. And so
I love it.
Yeah. Well, your geniusness is always inspiring. So, whatever we can do to feed it.
Yes, agreed for sure. Danielle, do you want to show some of your Janice has a quick question before we go. She says, how did you wire wrap that bottom teardrop?
Oh, basically I ran 26 gauge wire through the pipe chain because it's hollow on the inside. It's a silicone tubing, a colored silicone tubing that has the knitted technology on top of it. And then once I got both wires through it, I just twisted it together. So you can see that little bit of texture. It's just twisted wire. I created my at the top. Yeah, just kind of wrapped the rest of it around. It's pretty easy.
Nice.
That is so cool.
I just try. Sometimes easy is okay. And once you start to stack them together to create a design, that's where the real magic happens.
Mm-hmm. Really cool. Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
And then Danielle, do you have some Nile items?
I do. Yeah, I have.
I'm going to scoot back over to you.
The first class that was on Silver Silk Sunday 2 Sundays ago. And I made it along right when he was demoing. So it was in real time. And then I just suspended it just a little tiny bit differently. I liked the heart kind of as a side suspension. And so that's the only real difference is I just kind of.
Maybe your owl could also be present there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cute?
You want to attach it to everything.
It's really cute, that owl.
They go together so cute.
Yeah, they really do.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. So that one, I had a really fun time making this, and it was so easy and so fun. It's a really relaxing project.
Yeah.
I worked right alongside Nile's demo to make this one as well, and I still need to finish my other end cap.
Nice. That end cap idea, Nile, really works nicely. I know that you carry, the metal end caps for Silver Silk, but it's also nice to have that extra beaded element there at the end,
Yeah, okay, so my journey started out with seed beading. I acquired Silver Silk as a baby, fresh to knowing what it really could do, but my heart belongs to seed beading and it's always there. So anytime that I can incorporate that element into my new current, well, it's not new, I guess I've had it for 6-7 years now.
Right.
But any excuse that I could use to use seed beading in it, it's just, and that's where our partnership, at least, and Danielle's inspiration, it's so valuable to me because it gets me into that state of enjoyment with beading and with seed beading and stuff. So any excuse I could find to like incorporate seed bead weaving, I'm in for it.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
I'm
Danielle?
loving it. You're doing lots of seed beading too. The only other thing I've got is an in progress earring, and I copied your suspension.
Yeah, just go home. Just go home. Look at that.
That is, I'm so looking. So you guys, this is what she's going to wrap up on the next Silver Silk Sunday. But I already knew when you were starting it that this was going to be like the most amazing project out of the entire collection.
Aw, no, I think this one is almost, honestly, if I had to pick one, like I like that one the most. But I'm really loving, it's basically just like a copy of this pattern, honestly, just copying it, but on the micropipe chain. Inside of this was actually beading wire in this case. I copied the way you did your TGBE earring. So if you can see, there's a little crimp back there hidden behind an ear wire.
I love those earring hooks that you picked because that really covers up the wire ends.
Yeah, I did a stash dive because you had something similar that you were using on yours. That it was on a turquoise one from your Mirage. Was it the Mirage bundle?
It was, yeah. These have a larger, like, I don't know what to call that, sort of a cover, which is pretty cool. That, I mean, that was the perfect pick for this.
Yeah, it's nice because it covers up the ends just from the front side. But originally we had performed it with this and it worked as well. It just didn't cover up the crimp totally. But if you had the right, because I used a silver crimp, but if I'd used like an antique brass one, I feel like it would still blend and you wouldn't really see. So any ear wire really could be used for that.
Amazing.
And I just love your bundle. And there's things in here I haven't used yet. Like I haven't used these awesome resin rings. I want to use that.
Yeah, those rings, they kind of inspired me. I did some bead shopping yesterday with one of our African traders, and I saw some rings, and I think it kind of jiggled something in my subconscious, and I'm like, I want those. So, so we're going to be doing something with rings. I love them though. They're such a great color.
They're a good component because you can, it's so versatile the way that you can use it, whether it's fully exposed, wire wrapped, seed bead woven. They're just a timeless component. Let's put it that way.
They are really neat.
They really are. Nice.
But yeah.
And it's a really kind of subtle color that I think looks really terrific.
It's like a perfect match.
Yeah.
Like a frosty yellow white.
In there. I don't know if it's showing, but this is the 10-0 mix that there's a limestone that's a little bit off-white.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen there.
I love that limestone. It's one of my favorites. I think we got it, Danielle, for a project for you. Yeah. I think we did. And it's been in my rotation quite often.
It's a really lovely color. Almost like a newsprint, kind of.
Yeah, it is kind of that newsprint color, which I like.
I misplaced the cap. I'll find it.
You'll find it. You'll find it.
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Love it.
Onto the little last bits of them.
Love it. So can I show you guys something that I've been thinking about? And Nile, this is actually, I need to confess, this is the first time I have put my hands on silk. Well, not the first time, but maybe the first time in a really long time. I'm pulling up my camera here. And I'm sure that you have done this before, but I think I'm kind of excited. So hang on. Not kind of excited, really excited. So hang on here. I got to get this. I didn't connect my camera because I just jumped right in.
That's okay. We get to see a happy runway on Danielle's people.
Yeah.
That in itself could be a background.
Let me
I
show
see a
you.
comment that says it reminds her of a sweater from Missoni. I have to look that up.
Oh my God, I love Missoni. Yes. So Missoni. I'm a big fan of, speaking of Missoni, you know, I was going through, somebody to our Fiber Guild brought us a bunch of like old bead and button magazines, and it was just like a blast from the past. I saw so many like really cool just friends from like days past. And I don't know if you remember Laura Liska, or Nile, you may remember Laura, but she did those Masoni inspired beads. Maybe I'll get the cover so you guys can see it.
I think I was sadly like late to bead and button. I really missed that heightened time, but I was too young.
Well, I'll show you guys. I think I have them right here. If we have time, maybe I'll show it. But because it's such a good color palette and it's a really great inspiration. But here I have, so you can see my mess that's here, my big mess. But I was showing when I was on with Sarah from Softflex, we were kind of talking about some different necklaces and stuff. And Nile, you were showing how you were twisting that the pipe chain. Yes. And I was showing Sarah how I was using Softflex and then creating kind of these signature components that I do with some wire wrapping. And I just had a flash of, why don't I do something like this with the silver silk, since it's pipe chain and I can put the wire in. Mm-hmm. I want to stitch how Danielle did on the outside with that stitch and maybe like the little flags or something. And then with like these 6 mil, I also added a couple of other beads from my Beadshop stash. So let me show you what I did here to make that piece. And I'm sure you've done this before, Nile, but to wire wrap it, let me get a little tighter. I used a 20 gauge on the inside. I took my wire to the outside. I did my wire wrap loop, and I made a wrapped cone.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
On that end.
I don't believe I've done something like that before, but so I'm glad that.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's awesome. So this is 20 gauge right here that I pulled through your pipe chain. Okay. Now I'm just going to do a regular wire wrap. So for those of you who love the wire and who aren't as keen not as keen, but maybe you don't have the time or whatever to do like a seed beaded cone, or if you ran out of Nile's finished cones, I think this is kind of a cool way to do it. So see, I'm going to hold it there. Now I'm just going to wrap one wrap below the other. And when I get to this juncture of where the pipe chain meets the wire, I'm just going to wrap it over.
Let it climb over it, basically.
Let it climb over, right? So amazing. I'm going to wrap until I like how it looks. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut with just a little, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch or so. And I'm going to get my flat nose plier. Come on, behave for me.
That's the thing. It's sometimes awkward to hold.
Right? So now I'm just going to get that little end in, and I'm going to rotate it back to make just a little loop-de-loop. This is also where you could hang your jewelry tag from. If you have a jewelry tag, your tag could hang from that little loop, right?
Oh,
yes.
Then now what you have is a neck chain, right? That you can do, or a kind of a neck wire. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that Kate Richburg's signature serpentine where I use my round nose plier and I walk this up and I walk it to like a high point like that. Maybe I'll do one more high point here. And now I'll start walking it down, reducing it so it's a little smaller. So it tapers kind of on both ends. And there's no wrong answer when you do this, right? I just love these little kind of serpentine components. So now what I would do, since this is only 20 gauge, though I bet you could get 18 gauge inside there, right?
Yeah,
So it
I
could be
think
a
it
little,
would
yeah.
fit. So one thing I do recommend, this is going to be a very weird tip, but I'm just going to put it out
Hmm.
there, that if the pipe chain inside is kind of a dry material, right? And you
Right.
need a little bit of glide to like get that wire through. So you could use like some sort of a, and I've recommended vegetable oil, because that's the only
Oh,
thing.
that's a because I was having a little bit of an issue, to be honest.
Yeah, you just take a little dab between your fingers and just run it along your wire. The vegetable oil is not going to hurt the
Right.
wire. And so
Can I
that,
use my my what do I want to say, my organic avocado neutral oil? Um
listen,
Nile,
we all have a flavor that we
right?
really enjoy. And so we're not here to flavor shame.
Right. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to get my wire and I'm going to bind these together
Mm.
like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you've got your 6 millimeter here. I'm just going to get that 6 mil. It's going to come down. We'll wrap it around. See how I'm going through the two little legs of the pipe chain here and here. So I'll do this first, and then I will come in, since these are now stabilized, and I'll do that stitch like Danielle did with the brick, right? And so I can just kind of finish this off. And what I'll do is I'll get my wire and I'll kind of wrap it around this bead and cut it so there's no little extra business sticking out there. Slide that in, and then I'll take this one and I'll go from the opposite end, wrap it around. I think I have enough just to get it in there. That gives it just a little bit of extraness, if that's a word, extra stability. And then I can, then that's nice and sturdy, and that's 24 gauge. So now let me show you this, what I was thinking. Right? So we could add
Oh, wow.
Nile's
My
pieces here. We could also do some wire wrapping, right? And dangle some of these components here.
okay, I love this. Oh my goodness.
Right? So we've
You
got a
adding
little
in everything.
something. Maybe I'll use one of those there. I also grabbed, this is some 4 millimeter from Us, right? I don't know what color this is, but it's a 4 millimeter fire polish, which I'm kind of loving. And it kind of, so maybe I would use that. I'd brick stitch, and maybe I'd add those at the top, maybe to kind of give it a little something. Because what I want to create is kind of like a, like a chatelaine or a shield or something, how people kind of, just, I don't know, something that's kind of cool that way.
It looks like a very like graphic pendant.
Right.
I'm envisioning. And
Right.
the rest of it doesn't need to be like, the rope needs to be either some chain like you have there on the side, or just something very simple.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I grabbed some chain. And I'm not sure how I would want to connect it. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think that, and with these little guys, maybe I'd also kind of put them up there. I don't know, but maybe to unify it so it wouldn't be such a visual hodgepodge. Maybe I'd unify it with these across. Maybe I could make it a little more symmetrical. Like maybe I dangle that one in the center. Sometimes I like that leaf upside down. And then maybe I would do, like, let's get it a little more symmetrical here. maybe visually that's a little bit easier to digest, though it's hard. Something like this, I really just let it show up, you know?
It's nice
So
to be
maybe
able to
something
lay
like
it out.
that might be good.
Yeah.
People are in the chat are just loving it. I've seen someone say they need a bib.
Oh, that's really sweet. So, you know, I think the way that I would tackle this is I'm going to wrap these across. Then I'm going to, and maybe this is too, I love the way that this sits there, but maybe it's a little, maybe I save this for another component that's a little more simple so that this idea doesn't get overshadowed by the dangles. But I like this idea, but you know, you need to know when to add and when to take away. So maybe I would do this wrapping across like this. Then I would do what I'd call my brick stitch crowns up here like this. Then maybe I would make my dangles and then I'd brick stitch and add those dangles in at the bottom as I brick stitch along. You can also do like these little loops that are maybe I would brick stitch around those and then maybe go into, I would let the chain or however I'm doing it evolve. That's for later me to worry about. First, I want to worry about this component. The second thing that I was looking at was our roller beads that we have here. These are the check rollers.
Oh
And I'm sure, Neela, you've used these on your pipe chain before.
I haven't. I need to get those.
What? Just go home right now. You are home. Go home. But wouldn't this look amazing with those little beads that you've created with the delicas or the 8/0 or whatever? And you could put those on, then a couple of rollers, those on and a couple of rollers. You could also, I thought these would look so great just kind of on here, right? I love something that moves around. So these could just wander on that chain.
That is cute. That is super cute. I could also envision those roller beads. I'm just dying. Those are amazing. Do you guys have those colors?
Yeah, we do. And we're just launching a whole ton of colors that are coming in the next couple of weeks. But right now, this is the Ivory Mercury that I thought was perfect for this, you know, for this palette that you guys
Winter
put
Renewal
together.
palette. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm dying. Those are amazing.
Yeah, but they fit just perfectly. And I think that the pipe chain that you're doing, I really love. Where's the rest of my pipe chain? Did it fall on the floor? I don't know. I cut a piece of pipe chain off and now I have no idea where it is, but I'll find it. It's fallen. But do one of those earrings, those earring drops like you did. That would also be an amazing component for something like this chain. You know, we were doing for TGBE, we did those charm necklaces, right? Where we have like these charms kind of wrapped.
Oh, I love that idea.
I love that.
But that loop that you made would be a really great, like if you made, you know, if you kind of graduated the sizes, maybe one large center and then two, and then added, I grabbed this table cut strand that we used from this weekend, and it falls really nicely right into that color palette. So it's just kind of things to think about, because I'm thinking about making like a real, like a say something statement necklace. You know how I like to just have those necklaces, you know, one of those say something necklaces. Where is the rest of my pipe chain? This is crazy. It was here.
I'm obsessed over this check glass strand. That is gorgeous.
Right? Aren't they fun? So you can use like even something like this, let's say, okay, this is something that I made this past weekend, but let's look at using for the ends I was going to use the pipe chain, but we could use something like this one, right? So if we have this component piece that comes in, and then we bring all of these here
Oh my
like
goodness.
this, right? Because we're basing it kind of on the vintage charm bracelet look, right?
Mhm.
I've always found that silver silk has a really vintage feel to it for me personally,
Mhm.
because it kind of, evokes kind of that old, just kind of a vintage jewelry feel, right? So you could connect, easily. This is how it goes. It actually goes like this, but maybe it would connect to there instead. And
You
then,
know what? To add to that, Kate, I just because
Mhm.
I just this thought just popped up into my head is like the knitted technology kind of resembles lace, and maybe that's
Right.
where that's
Yeah, maybe that's kind of where I'm getting it, because it
like that's
does
kind of a
have,
nice tribute to it.
in that old like mesh, like when they would have these old mesh purses, right? Vintage
Yeah.
purses, vintage like chainmail with the really thin mesh.
Mhm.
That's kind of what this is evoking for me. So that kind of, and then putting on here some of those roller beads, some of those
Mhm.
really, you could make some of the, use the color palette that really work for you, and you could use the color palette with the delicas to make some of those sliders. I think it would look really, really great. So, oh, here's my pipe chain. Thank goodness. But even this one, look at how this yellow goes, goes with all of this. I really think that yellow, I think that sometimes people are a little afraid to use yellow because it is such like a statement color. But I feel like yellow can really be a neutral. It can pop. Like if we have these kind of yellows and greens, but then if you put like this blue and some more of this palette that you folks put together for the winter renewal, I mean, look at how even like that little pop of orange, all of this palette seems to work together. And this thread of the yellow that runs through it is really, really delicious, I think. You can
It is
also
really harmonious.
add, I was thinking about using some of our strands from our friends from Softlex. This is the tourmaline color. Look at that color, how great that looks. This is the turquoise color, right? Any of those would work. You could pop it down to one of my favorites of all time, that lapis color.
Ooh.
So I think just if you haven't decided like what you're going to make, which pieces you're going to make with the box, or it's like, you know what, I have just little bits and pieces left over, or I bought some extras, don't be afraid to dump all of these out on your palette, on your bead board, and get other beads that really that really work with it. Because again, beads, you guys, are the ultimate in recyclables. It's not like we're cutting up fabric where, oh, you know what, I've cut out an apron, this has to be an apron or something smaller than an apron, right? Because you've already cut the fabric. Beads, all you do is you just cut them up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I love the idea of Linda said that chatelaine. Is that the
Yeah,
correct?
chatelaine. Yeah,
So I had to look it up, but it's a decorative belt hook or clasp worn at the waist. That
right.
has that would be so pretty.
So this, I think, kind of has that chatelaine. Margaret is saying, Neele, I remember you on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels presenting a necklace that had wire branches running through it. So
Yeah.
is so versatile, and
Talk
it
about a
is.
throwback. That one was
Yeah.
from years ago. That's amazing. Thank you, Margaret. That was such a kind note.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, I really like that lapis Softlex with it. And see, like this table cut. And look, if we just palette, this is one of my signature moves. Just palette, just see.
She's
Like,
going in for the dive.
yeah, let's do that. Free the beads, you guys. Don't be afraid, right? Let's just do this. Let's cut it. Bam. Let's go.
Oh.
Then,
So brave.
what's that?
So brave.
No, just do it. You
I
got to
guess.
do
Just
it.
do it. Yeah.
Right. And maybe, you could do a strung strand, right? You could do, and then all of those come together, and then you put it on this closure, and then you have some of those, some of these guys on here, or maybe you do if you want it to have a little bit more of a visual weight, because I know physically this silver silk will hold it, but if you want a little more visual weight, you could do something where you do some little binding wraps here with maybe some extra little beads, and over here some binding wraps, and you could have some of these come across like this. So again, it has some of that vintage flair to it. Have you ever made, Nile, and I don't know, this is just me spouting off, but have you ever made a double closure where it's a connected double for
I
silver
have
silk?
them actually.
You have?
Are you talking about the metal pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got double strand end caps. I even have
Oh, nice.
triple.
Nice.
So yeah, that's available free. I
But
packed a double or the single end caps because I figured that was like a good start before people go in deep into the rabbit hole.
right? I just throw people off the deep end. You know me. I'm like, Miranda's all, yep, you sure do.
What?
I'm like, let's just
Oh,
dip our
okay.
toes in, like, let's not, and then Kate's
No.
over here like pushing them off.
Yeah, I'm like, sink or swim, kids, sink or swim. So let me tell you,
Liberation. Yes, exactly.
it's really true. So look at how
Oh my
really.
goodness.
So let me show you. Let me show you this, and then I'm going to stop with my ideas because people are going to just explode. But this is a piece that I've done. I've done this a while back.
Oh
So this
my
is all with 20 gauge wire and freeform. But look at how your beads, Nile, throwing in some of these A dots here. And instead of doing something like this with these big ones, it comes back to this pipe chain, right? And you could, this is 20 gauge that I've used here, but you can gauge down. Like you could go, if you could go to 20 gauge, which is what I did. You could go to 22 gauge. You could even do 24, but 24 is a little thin. So I would recommend the 20 or the 22. But you could just really, again, it's kind of that chatelaine kind of look. And you could incorporate this piece, right, that you're doing.
Yeah, it could, the beads could provide like a backdrop where it sort of complements the overlay of the piece. I mean, that's such a cool component.
Right. And you could do that. Thanks. You could do that with the vintage bronze, right? You could do that freeform. And then it could come up to the silver silk, and you could do that 2 strands, bind, put a few beads on, bind, and then going all the way back, you could just create a simple little hook and eye, or you could use a pre-made like what Nile gave you there. So I don't know. I feel like this also not only does it lend itself to like seed bead projects and stuff, but I think that you can make some real say something, pieces with some of these components. Just so that people know, and Miranda is like, before I get a ton of emails, this is what Nile had in his kit, the teal, the blue teal luster or whatever, teal luster. We have some of those as well. I used, this is, I think, what color is this, Miranda, in 4mm? This is, I don't know. No, it's this one. Miranda will help me. I just grabbed them. Dark periwinkle. That's what this is. And then in the ruler, I just used the ivory mercury. I think that's all that I added. Oh, and then of course, this table cut, whatever this one was with the flowers. We've
They all
got,
have flowers.
yeah, well, we've got 3 different blue table cuts. You choose the color that you like. I don't know. So
The bead mix excites me so much. I mean, I could just sit and stare at that for hours even before starting to composite a design.
yeah, well, you folks really put together a nice, a really nice colorway.
That was all Danielle. I contributed like a yay, this is exciting, and that, but
Well,
she's already
that's always
got a plan.
helpful.
You designed the chain colors and you designed the mix with the beautiful addition of the pink. That was so thoughtful to put the pink in there. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Neela, are you going to be carrying more of these beads? Do you carry these?
So those have a funny story, Kate. The manufacturer is from here, Tulsa, Oklahoma. He had a business with a partner that they made beads together for a long time. The business was called Landella. They started out with fine jewelry, making wedding bands with machinery and all that stuff. So they then did a bead line. Well, they were on Etsy for a long time, and I guess when Etsy went public, they kind of, their business started to tank. So they pulled out.
Thanks, Etsy.
So they have still yet the equipment, and they're doing other types of work with it, but they're not doing the powder coated beads anymore. So what I've been selling in the store in my pop-up shop is literally the last of what their inventory is. So I'm putting in colors as I find them with coordinated efforts with our bundle for the, campaign that we're running. So for the next one, I'll have another series of colors.
Great.
Shapes and stuff, but they're very, very limited. Some of them I have like over 100 of, and then some of them I only have like 3.
Right. Well, I am wild about these.
And you have one of a kind at this point, so
yeah, it's like nothing I've ever seen. It's really, it's weighty. It's just really, and it really appeals to the silversmith in me, the metal worker. I really love it. Oh, and thank you. Janice just put up Neela's pop-up shop.
Thank you, Janice.
It's really gorgeous. And especially, I'm going to go back to your piece over here, Neela, where you had that bracelet, adding that little, just that little rim of beads is just, it's so clever, and it fidgets. It moves around, as you say.
That was purely unintentional, but now I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I'm also trying to think of like other ways, because even if I didn't do a bead stitched thing, I could just do a single strand of beads around and have it knotted.
You could.
Or a couple of them. There's so many ways with everything. I mean, like one of our friends here, my head is spinning with ideas.
Oh, I love these. I love these idea sessions. We have this bead, though it is fairly limited now. But Neela, I did this with Irish wax linen.
Oh my gosh. I was just going to say, can you hold it up closer to the camera? That is incredible.
So
I love that.
Right. And even this type of thing, I was thinking with Irish wax linen would also look kind of amazing.
Oh, hello.
Wrapped
oh my goodness.
Around. Right. So you could, and the beautiful thing, do you work with Irish wax linen, Neela?
I haven't yet, to be honest.
Okay. We're going to talk offline, and I'm going to send you some, because
I love it.
This is a game changer. The thing about Irish wax linen is that it's, I want to say sticky, but it's not really sticky in a bad way. It stays where you put it, right? So in lieu of wire, a lot of times I will wrap, you have to knot it and stuff, but I'll wrap it with Irish wax linen. And we carry a 4-ply with a whole bunch of different, we carry a whole bunch of different colors, right? And it's been a Beadshop staple since I started in 92. Right. Yeah. It's like Terry's saying, it's like a cohesive bandage that sticks to itself. That's how it is. And I think it would be a great partner with Silver Silk, because you could wrap, and make like a little, I don't know, bundle or something, right?
You could, but so I clicked on the link that Janice just posted for the channel beads, and I'm freaking obsessed with those. Like that, see, you could do that and just call it done.
Yeah, you could.
What a statement, and how professionally clean that looks, but it's
Right?
still organic
Thank
and fun.
you.
There is something about that is just so yummy.
It was really fun to do. I've also done it where I put, that's another thing that I want to mix with your silver silk is our ultra suede that we carry.
Ooh.
I cut pieces of ultra suede and I put them around the beads. I embellished that and then I put it around. But you could, you know how in the past you've made like paper beads, right? And you kind of roll them up like this. But you could make those same type of paper beads with this with the ultra suede and string them on. You know, they'd be smaller, kind of like I make my metal beads, but we'd use ultra suede instead.
How do you
It
like
was kind of
secure
fun.
the suede? Is it just with glue?
Well, yeah, you could. Let me show you. You know, I was looking at this, and maybe Neela, this is a project that you and I need to do.
Yeah.
I know. Welcome everybody to our troubleshooting session.
What happens at idea sessions?
Neela and Danielle.
I love that it's sharing with everybody your process, though, how these collabs come to life, right? It's just exactly how it happens.
Yeah, also, like, I'm also just learning like 47 million things that I had no idea existed, and I'm tearing up just because of how happy.
Oh my gosh, right? So this is one that I've made. I used to teach this when we had the brick and mortar bead shop.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Now,
those are so cool.
These are paper, right? That I just painted with glue or whatever. But we could use Danielle's, right? We could use the seed bead mix. And instead of having it hang on something like this, look at how the silver silk elevates it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right?
Either way works. And I could even see a stackable necklace that could have
Yeah.
some of each.
For sure. Wouldn't it look amazing? So something like this is a scrap. This isn't actually
Love that
our
color.
ultra suede, but you can get our ultra suede is a little thinner. I have a piece here and it's the wrong color, but all you would do is you just roll. I get like a dowel or something, and you can just kind of roll it at an angle, right? So you kind of have a rolled bead here. I would paint it all. I just use either Mod Podge or clear glue, almost glue or whatever. And then when it's nice and stiff, then you can embellish them, right? So you could even, Neela, run your pipe chain down something like this so that the pipe chain, like kind of like your earring that you did, right? Let's take a look at your earring real quick.
Oh, right. Like this one is what you're talking about?
Right. So all you could do is, and even something like that, you could make a bead, metal bead, or you could throw some of the roller beads on that piece, make it a little bit longer. Right. But it would really, that I think would make a great like line of like a bib necklace or something. I really love that silhouette that you've done there. It's really great.
Thank you. Yeah, that suede is insanely fascinating. And I think I just had a few ideas that came to mind accidentally. I've got this notepad that I like to jot down my ideas in. So I started like today's date and I already have like 3 sketches.
Oh, I love that story. Well, we'll talk after our broadcast. I'll take care of you there. We got it. And let's see. Kim Crawford is saying here, love Irish wax linen, and you can even put it between paper bag and paper and remove some of the wax if you want it to lie a little less tacky. But usually I just use as it is. Look forward to seeing what you do, Neela.
Yeah, I'm curious about this wax linen.
Yeah.
Danielle, we haven't used that. We've only used like the nylon cord, right? For like the macrame stuff.
Right. Yeah. Wax linen is so cool.
Yeah, it really is. I think it adds kind of a like boho element to it. I don't know if that's even the right term, but you know, it really, I'm trying to see if I have a piece here. it really does kind of stay where you put it. You kind of, and we
Mhm.
use it a lot also for stringing. Like this is a necklace of Janice's that she's done. So we use it for stringing like this, for macrame like this.
Oh, that's cute. I love that necklace.
Yeah, so it really has some weight to it. I really like it.
Sharon says, patch me into your offline chats, please.
Right, totally. Yeah, totally. Bella is saying she loves using wax linen. It helps her with tension and is super forgiving. It is really true. Yeah. And the cool thing about wax linen, Nile, and when you get your hands on it, you'll see we have 4-ply, so you can unply it, right?
Okay.
And so
Sounds
you
like
can use the single plies singly, right? And then bring it back together to that 1-ply. It's fun.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we'll get you working with that. You'll be hooked on Irish wax linen as much as the rest of us are.
Yeah, I see it occasionally in your demos whenever I can catch them. And so it just hasn't. The thing for me and what excites me about Silver Silk is that it's a very mixed media friendly material.
Right.
And so the more I add to it, the more I'm just like, speaks to my mixed media soul.
I mean, look at how great that Silver Silk strand goes. This is just a multi-strand necklace, or maybe it's just like a long tassel-y thing. But
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, that's cute. I don't know. Something about simplicity, but just the different material.
Agreed. And look at how, if you embellish it a bit and do that, I'm kind of obsessed with a double strand Silver Silk. And yeah, the wax linen that we carry, we have been carrying it since 1982. I mean, it has been in our brick and mortar. We have been using it forever, and it's such a great and thank you, Michelle, for saying not all wax linen is the same. Beadshop.com has some of the best that I've come across. Thank you. Yeah, we've been using the same. But hopefully I didn't mean to like blow up this chat, but you know how I get when I'm like, awesome. I'm going to show Danielle's one more time.
She was inspired.
It's all funneled right from you folks. And I just had a creative explosion. That's what Cynthia Thornton and I call it, is creative explosion, right? So I think we just had one.
Yeah, the wax linen could be so fun to create tassels at the ends of the chain too. It just silk a bunch of strands together and then silk wrap them.
And silk wrap them all together.
Them.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, silk wrapping would be great with the Silver Silk.
Like in your gorgeous tassel there that you were showing, that would work so well. So pretty. Yeah, so I can't. I'm inspired now. I actually was writing stuff down while you guys were.
I love it.
The chat was going kind of crazy too. I think everyone was really inspired by this.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I kind of blew it up, but I'm gonna
this is what I needed
all
today.
Of these ideas. Let me do this.
I'm wiggling so much I'm making my camera shake.
Right.
Should we turn ourselves back around?
Yeah. Do you want to turn yourselves around? Yeah. I'll take my other one out here. Linda says, I feel like I need a glass of wine. I know, either that or a cigarette. One of the two. I don't know.
It was way up in the someone said that they were now laying down on the floor eating.
I love it.
I felt that too. I was like, yeah.
Yes. So and cool. It is really too. That's what Bead Table Talk is for. Yeah. It is really true. We'll call it Bead Table Talk.
That is an interesting name. I really enjoy that, as more so like it's not a wrap up end all party. It is like, let's have a table moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we really did wrap up, and you two really did some amazing projects. And I really tried to get something actually even made, but maybe I made up for it with this craziness that I
think you made like 47 things actually.
You just made like
Right.
30
Oh,
things.
God, it was just nuts. Um, but I think it's fun because what I know that what we have been talking about with these boxes and just with beading content in general, that it's a fine line between evergreen content, right? And content that has a shelf life, because we can't always get, like Nile, with this wonderful bead that you have here. When it's gone, right? But if you put on, as Janice would used to say, if you'd hit the creative whack pack and kind of
I think
think, we actually had something that was called the creative whack pack that we used to do way back in the day. That's when you were a mere glimmer in your mother's eye, Nile, I think. But start to think maybe a little bit outside the box, and to be creative once, if you don't have this element, but I can substitute this element together, so I think it's fun. People are like, we want to do this again and again. Can we do this more often? Creating creativity blossoms with maybe similar components. Bouncing between three designers is creating some beautiful blooms. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Terry.
so kind. What a kind note.
Yeah.
I love all the kindness that's here.
Yeah. And we're going to do this with every box that's coming. We'll do an unboxing, and then we will bookend it with another wrap up. And maybe I intentionally won't make anything, and I'll just throw some ideas out.
Hey, that's cool.
I mean, it seems to be your God-given talent, is this high imaginative ideation that you see the
That's
materials.
a nice way to put it, Nile.
Say what?
That's a nice way to put it instead of crazy ADHD.
The thing is, I think I've learned this with working in a personality assessment company, is that for us creative type of people, we have to have that as a superpower. Our ADHD is one thing, but if it's controlled, it becomes a superpower.
So true.
Own it.
I was getting a little close to the edge. And Terry, yes, we will link Nile's companion box when we do Danielle's. We've been talking about that. We had kind of a wrap up about what went great with the first box, things that we wanted to do for the second. So thank you for that. We will definitely have the link for Nile, so you can pop right over when we launch our box. We're launching it, I think, close to the same time. So I'll make sure that there is a link so you can find it. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to that point of being a little camp, and Danielle and I, and even Kate, are counselors. And so we have a group with you guys, launch the project, and then we kind of disperse into our own little, here's the crafting place, and here's the little ropes course. And then we kind of come together and have a kumbaya moment.
Yeah. And Janice as well, it was really great. The four of us kind of came together. And I feel like, Nile, you and Danielle are like the camp counselors, like on the front lines. And then I'm kind of like the interim camp counselor who's making sure that the rule is getting taken and, herding the kids.
You're the one with the clipboard.
Yeah. And then Janice is sitting in the main office with the speaker going, "Good morning, camp counselors. It's Janice Parsons here behind the scenes." So, there's plenty of room for everybody to play in camp. For sure. So, it's great. I did want to, if I may, I want to give us a little bit of a pathway, because we have just a couple more minutes, about where to find things so that people can kind of see. And Nile, you can feel free to share your screen, or I can go over and share your screen too. But I'm going to start on Beadshop, and then we're going to jump over to Danielle's box and stuff as well. So let me share my screen. Hold please while I do that. And I want to share, I need to make sure that I share the right screen, not the wrong screen. I should have everything there we go. I'm sharing this. and we should all move to the side. We have, okay? So if you go, this is where things are going to be, okay? And we're going to, update our links and everything. But if you look on our website and you do the pull down, there's a Danielle Wickes box and components. If you click on that, sometimes it's on the homepage, right? Like this or other places. But if you go there, okay, it'll take you to this page. And we can see that, okay, everybody, right? I can't see our viewing.
So clear.
But this is the Winter Renewal box, and I need to put sold out on this because it's sold out. What we'll do is when we have our next one, I'll also have a link here. I have the project page links for Danielle's website, but I'll also link Nilay's component companion box as well. So if you go here to this page, it takes you to a spot on Danielle's website, and it says the Winter Renewal class calendar. And so these are all of the tutorials that she's done, pre-recorded classes, live classes with Silver Silk. All of these things are here. Now, they also go, I'm going to go back to this. We'll also go here to the project box components. So this is where you find extras that we have here on Beadshop, right? And then if you go here, we also have some Studio Basics. And I know for the next box, Nilay may have some Studio Basics that he may want us to add here as well. So it'll all be under there. What's missing, and I apologize, see this blank spot right here? There's going to be a link that's going to go right to Danielle's Winter Renewal project box. Is that showing up? Yeah, it is. Good. And this has, again, all of the schedule, the Silke Sunday schedule. Here's the playlist. Look at this playlist that was put together. Thank you, Danielle, for putting this all together. It's all here. This broadcast will go into this. And then we go back. Oh, did the playlist show? Sorry. Here it is.
Yeah.
There's the playlist. I'll go back here. And here's all of Danielle's projects, inserts, and PDFs. And then Nilay, if you have a link that I think it's all under Silky Sunday schedules. Yeah, it's here. I'm going to share it here. That goes over right to all of the Silver Silk bundle. You've got the design kits and tools. You've got an insert for the bundle. So you've got all of this stuff here. So it's kind of a big, like, round robin. Just keep clicking on the links, okay? And it will get you. It'll get you there.
I would also add that both these landing pages are constantly updated. Can't find my words. And so when we started to look a little barren, but as we progress week to week, we get more projects. Now, Danielle, I will say, is also very prepared up front. I am not.
Well, same.
She's also, like, not human. So, she's like a super powered lady.
Super powered, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, my page will be updated week to week with new stuff.
But this is this Patterns January project box. This is the great page to bookmark. And I actually will update if I go back to, let me go back. I'm going to go back. Hang on. Let me go. Where do I need to be? I'm going to share this one. I will update that, and that will be a box here. So that'll go directly to that, and I'll get that done for everybody. And then the next one. So one of the things that we've done, and the next one will be kind of up above the top here, right? So as each project box comes out, they'll all be on this page, and the oldest one will be at the bottom and the newest ones will be at the top. Now, one of the things that we talked about, because we were feeling a little bit of pressure, I think we all were, about, oh, we're calling this January, and then we've got to get February out, and then we've got to get March out. So what we're doing is we're not tying this anymore to a month. So Danielle, do you want to talk about that a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, we're going with just themes and then launching them when it's ready. So the next theme, I don't know if we're revealing the theme yet. I leave it up to you guys. I'm a leaker, so yeah.
Can I show?
No, I don't want this decision making to fall
I know.
on my
I
shoulder.
know, right? So what we'll do is about I think our timeline is about every 6 weeks ish.
Every 6 weeks ish.
Right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, expanded out a
Right.
little.
So you know what I can show you? Do you want me to show them? I sent this to you, Danielle. Miranda bought the packaging for the next
yes.
box. How about if I show that?
That's a nice hint, I think.
Oh yeah. Let's give a hint.
That will
Let's
satisfy
not
my-
reveal the
Yeah.
theme. I love this.
Yeah.
So
We like
Miranda,
to tease everybody. What can we say?
Yeah.
Keep them guessing.
so this is the packaging for the next box.
Ooh. What can
Here it
be?
is.
We're getting bold.
We're getting bold. Yeah.
Right? So here it is. This is the packaging. This is our mailing. Our mailing one here. So you'll see more, but that's a good little hint.
I bet I don't think anyone's gonna guess what this is. And maybe that's just the thing that if you guys want to leave a comment of what you think the box theme might
Yeah.
be, do that. But I'm guessing that clue was it's not a dead giveaway.
It's not at all.
Theme coming up. Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah, people are like, what? Yes. So let me give you the date. We're doing the next drop. You can mark your calendars. It'll
That's a
be in
good idea.
all of our newsletters. But let me see if I can find the calendar here. Hold, please, while I do that. I should have had this up, but
I have it for the 6th, if that helps, but I just want to verify that that's the same one.
That's what I have too, I think. I didn't bring my paper calendar.
yeah,
That's
the 6th. Yes, February 6th.
I didn't want to
That's
fib.
the launch. February 6th. So we
That's
will be on, we'll be on together, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the launch. Yeah. So, and Neela, you're launching yours that day too, right?
Yeah. So I think you guys are going to do a pre-sale, right? And
Yeah, we're doing a
I don't-
pre-sale. That's when our pre-sale starts, and we're going to ship around the 20th.
Cool. Okay. So based on my system, purely the website thing, I have mine all packaged up and ready to ship. But there's going to be a sticker on it saying "Don't peek," otherwise people are going to be angry. So not really, but don't ruin the surprise for yourself. Like,
Yes.
you can
Unless
buy
you want-
it immediately, but it'll have a sticker of like, here's going to be our actual unboxing date. Which if you don't put that on the calendar too, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, the unboxing, I think we're going to do the unboxing on the 27th
Yeah.
of February. Is that right?
Yeah, which means if you guys what am I trying to say? Grab those boxes on the launch date, which is the 6th. You're going to have like almost 3 weeks
Yeah.
for that box to come to your hands.
Yeah.
Perfect
And we
amount of
will,
planning.
we'll get everything shipped out so that your box should either land sometime that week before we do the unboxing, maybe day of the unboxing, maybe the next day. But they're all going to land in your mailboxes to ship. And the boxes, so Morphing Designs asked, will boxes be out by then? So you mean out when we do the unboxing, or will they be sold out? They will be shipped. So you should have them by the time we unbox. You'll see that you'll get this and you won't want to open it unless you want to unbox it with us, or if you don't want to be surprised, open it up. And we're going to ship starting, we're shipping like the week of between the 16th and the 20th, I think. So somewhere in there. These are all kind of loose, but those are that's what we're aiming for. And we did a pretty good job last time. They got out.
It's a lot of work on your guys' end.
It takes a village to do the amount of work that you guys have put together. So you should be very proud.
Yes. Well, everybody did such a great job. So it was really fun. And I think this first wrap up, I think we did pretty well too.
Oh yeah.
I know, this couldn't have gone any better. I was very excited about what we created together. And we are creating evergreen content, because then you can come back to these designs and revisit them with a different colorway, different beads, different styling. Like it's great work.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. And it was super inspiring for me to, it's fun to work with a color palette that I didn't have to create, or components that I didn't have to pull together. It's just like, here's a little gift, now make something. It's really fun.
I love that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
One thing I did want to mention is I know Danielle's doing PDFs with the amazing patterns that she's coming up with. And I'm trying to be better about that for me too, because Danielle's name is a lot to live up to, right? But so I take it in small strides. But I do have a part in my website that has a PDF pattern collection. And actually Danielle's helping me create that library.
Let me go ahead, Nile. I'm gonna get there. Let me do this. I'm gonna go here, and let me see if I can. I'm gonna go here. Can you see your website there?
Yeah.
And so where do I go for that?
At the
PDF
top, it says
patterns?
PDF patterns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you got to join it, but it's free to join. And once you're in there, you see the full library that's divided by the type of chain.
Oh, come on, Danielle, I'm going to need your help too.
Nile does, so like when Nile does a PDF, it's next level, because his graphic.
I have mine pulled up if you want me to screen share. That way you don't have to.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
Let me go here. Let me take this out.
I'm just neurotic when it comes to like structure and organization, and Danielle knows this about me, and somehow she still wants to stick around.
No, I need
it.
We have some pretty good oh, here you are, Nile, right there. There we go. But you guys put the bar pretty high. I literally got an email saying, why don't you do PDFs like Danielle? And I'm all, because I'm not as good as Danielle. So, but we all work on it, but look at how great these are, Nile. Oh, come on. Just go home.
So once, Kate, I can start to get in a more alignment with what Beadshop carries. The miscellaneous items will link out to you guys, whatever you guys carry.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
But yeah, to Danielle's point, I have a very snubbery take on how I prefer my things to be.
Yeah, they look amazing.
So, I just put in the best information that I can, and then the rest of it's in there. So you get these high quality patterns, and there's a ton under the capture chain.
And these are all free. I love all of this free information. I also love Nile. Click on another one. If you look at Nile's and Danielle's graphics too, but these are so impressive. If you look at this is like a magazine page. We all miss Bead and Button magazine. We miss Bead Style, but this is a magazine article right here, right? So what a lot of our students do with our PDFs, and I'm not saying that Beadshop doesn't have amazing PDFs, because we do. Janice just created one. We showed, let me take that. Whoops. Are we still here?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay, hang on.
There's video links embedded into.
Okay, there we go. There we are.
There we go.
What Janice did was she did a beautiful hand-written and hand-illustrated one that was it's just gorgeous, right? So I'm not downplaying our fantastic Beadshop PDFs in any way, but what our customers like to do is, I know a lot of you do, is you download and you print it out and you make your own binders. You've made your own reference. So I know it's great to have these as electronic PDFs, electronic tutorials. But I know a lot of you really do miss the magazines. So make your own magazine,
You can do that with
them all
this
in a binder.
The other patterns. And
Yeah.
I know Danielle put some work behind hers too. So the thing is, we're just circling the magic, right? We're making sure to put out content that feels relevant, high-end, very thoughtful, as best as we can. I will also say I have typos and just like other stuff that's, embedded into the thing, but I'm getting a little better about double checking my work, but we're wearing so many hats. So I appreciate the grace.
Yeah. We have on some of ours, if you go look in our learning section, Janice has done several really amazing like watercolor illustrations for different things that we've done. Janice is such a gifted watercolorist, so it's pretty cool. So it's a lot of fun.
This one's a Danielle pattern, which completely speaks to doing the bail.
Yeah, look at that. It's gorgeous.
I was inspired by your trip to Barcelona, and I still have your postcard from Barcelona here.
Oh, I love it. Wow.
It's like I found that. And I was like, I'm going to send one to my friend.
Oh, I love that.
And this is Sundays. They tie together all of these extra ideas here at the end. They come up during the lives, and that's part of it.
Yeah, super fun. Well, Nile, thanks so much for sharing that. We all have such a wealth of information here, so it's really great. Well, I think we have run our gamut today, right?
Right?
We did a
done
break.
it.
I was trying to see if a sound effect or an effect.
I know. I'm trying to see something. Is it something going to affect? I don't know.
Yeah.
Reaction.
So good.
I don't know.
So mark your calendars for those 2 dates. Oh, look at you, Nile. Of course, Nile has balloons.
Well, I force the interaction. It's like part of my camera setup, so I can do all.
Love it. We're going to be launching the next box on Friday, the 6th of February. So mark your calendars. We'll be here at the same bead time, the same bead channel. And then we'll do our unboxing at the end of the month on the 27th, also on a Friday, same bead time, same bead channel. So that's where we are.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Everybody just wants to hang out today. Let's just stay on and make things. Nile, what?
You need to teach me how you set that up.
Caroline said snowflakes, Nile, but there's no snowflakes.
There's no snowflakes?
It makes sense because we've got a giant winter storm coming.
Right.
But I can't make snowflakes.
Right.
Sorry.
Let me see. Let me see if I can. This is more Christmas.
Oh,
It's not really snowflakes,
Adorable,
but
though. I love it.
do we have? I don't know.
Some snowflakes.
This is still from Christmas. I haven't updated. There's Halloween. Let's do Halloween instead. Let's do it all.
Every holiday.
Right. Let's do it. Anyways, well, thanks you guys so much. This has been so fun. We've had such a great time today. And I think that Sandra is speaking for everyone that says thank you for so many wonderful ideas, and agreed. Thank you too for such really wonderful ideas that you've provided with this collab. We're just happy to be able to play in the party. So thanks for having us along.
Thank you. Thanks for making it possible.
You're sort of become the keystone for all of these different things that we've got. And we're just going to
be the keystone.
Build that bridge out. or castle. We could say castle.
That's right. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we'll see you all again here on the 6th of February. Keep an eye on all of our newsletters because all of that information will go out. And we'll see you next time. I'll see you next week live. I know Nile has his Sunday lives. And Danielle, do you have a Saturday live tomorrow?
Yep. Tomorrow we're doing the cozy sweater bracelet together.
Fantastic.
Ooh,
Great.
definitely
So,
one. Yes.
I will put that link in our newsletters as well. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
So everyone can find it. All right, everybody. Thank you. Stay warm. Stay cozy. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye all.